I said, would you deliver, I asked Mr. Cheri if he would deliver a message to the lobbyist, and at this point in time I had no idea who this lobbyist was, and he said yes he would. And I said, would you tell him to stop scaring my constituents and to, I told him to fuck off. And Mr. Cheri then told me that he was not comfortable delivering the message. He's a very nice man, but that he would be happy to ask the Rocky Mountain gun owner lobbyist to send a card in to me onto the floor, and I could deliver the message myself. And I thanked him for his help, and I went back onto the floor. Short time later, the House Sergeant delivered a card from Mr. Joe Neville with a message to me on the back, and it said, Representative Gerou, I was told you want to talk to me, I'm in the lobby. And I looked at the card and thought, okay, so this must be the lobbyist for Rocky Mountain gun owners. I entered the lobby, and the lobby really wasn't as full as it normally is at times. It was fairly empty compared to normal. And I saw a gentleman that I'd never seen before, and I assumed it was Joe Neville because he looked like he was looking at me like he knew who I was. So I approached Mr. Neville, and as I approached him, he stepped forward to me. So we were in very close proximity. As I approached him, he took one step forward to me. And I told him I was receiving emails and phone calls from my constituents and that they were scared because they'd been told by Rocky Mountain gun owners that I was going to support the gun legislation. I told him that he should stop lying and trying to scare my constituents. And when he responded to me after I said this, he had kind of a sneer on his face, which made me very angry, because the sneer to me indicated that not only did he have no respect for what my position was on the bill, but also I had the feeling that he had no respect for my constituents, which is really what tipped my anger. And at that point, I looked at him and I said, before I forget, go fuck yourself. And he stared at me briefly, and then he said, you've just earned yourself another mailer against you in your district for a primary. I honestly don't know if he's ever sent a mailer. I have no idea. I don't know of any activity in my district with Rocky Mountain gun owners. I had never heard of it before. But at that point in time, I placed my hand on his right upper arm, and I asked him to come with me, and he answered, I'm not going anyplace with you. And keeping my hand on his upper arm, right upper arm, I turned to the sergeant, and I have no idea which sergeant was there. At that point in time, I was angry. And I looked at the sergeant, and I said, please escort this gentleman from the Capitol. He threatened me.